Okay, it has been so long since I've made a video and done a live. I could, I can't believe I made it. I'm on my new M4, and the reason I'm saying that or showing that is because I restarted my M1. Oh, it looks blurry. I restarted my M1, and that's where everything was set up, the cam and everything like that. And I couldn't remember the password to the M1. Golly, guys, this is crazy. And I was going to use this to make a video out of. Probably won't now, or I guess I could with. I guess I could with editing powers. I got my notes right here. Krista, great to see you. Thanks for coming. I was trying to make you a yeah. I maybe when I moved it, I touched it. Have some lotion on. Krista, I was going to make you a moderator. Not that we may need it, but it'd be fun to. I've never done it, and let's see here. Tonight, though, I just wanted to talk about a little bit about retirement. My next video, which I've had planned for over 2 weeks of the month it's been, is on retirement and the retirement videos that I've been watching over and over from lots of different people. And I have some opinions on them, which is going to be phrased. Again, I hope to have this video up because I think I'm going to record the whole thing, but re-record. But I'm going to have it up hopefully Tuesday. No promises, though. So let's see here. Oh, man, good to see you, real retiree. Maybe I should tell you guys what's been going on, why it's been a month, why real retiree. I was planning to record the interview for you over a month ago. It's coming, man, because your channel's doing great. I love it. It's an honor to be on yours, or will be. I was thinking I'll record this thing and send it to you, which again, I can't remember how I'm supposed to do that. And you'll probably go, forget that guy. Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, Real Retirees, cool channel, man. I wish I would have thought of this idea. All he does is post interviews. We do all the work. He just posts it. I don't know where you're at now. And I'm trying to think of your name. It starts with a C, I think, right? Anyway, Corey. I think it's Corey. You don't have to admit it, Corey, but if I'm right or wrong. This is live, so this is great. Let me know if I'm right. Hey, Peter, Krista, yeah. So, hey, Krista, every time I do a live, I learn something more. How would I make you a, let me see here, guys. How would I do it? I thought I was just supposed to be able to click on those. Oh, maybe I do that. No. I can put you in timeout. I can delete your comment, or I can ban you according to that. Crazy. Anyways, we'll give a few minutes here. And then again, the question tonight. Oh, let me do that real quick. Let me put up, I don't know. Let's see here. Create a banner. I'm going to say tonight. This is what I would have been doing if I wouldn't have been locked out of my other computer. My question is, how is retirement going? Because, and I'll preview some of the ideas that I'm putting in my next video. I'll also, we'll talk a little bit about, let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Hey, that works. All right, Crystal, let me go back to see if you've helped me out. I think you, okay. So Peter says, I think you have to do that. Oh, hey, thanks, summertime. Uh, yeah, I'm glad to see you guys here. Ryan, if he comes, Ryan is the guy that I thought, you know what? I thought about doing a live, and maybe I'll just do it because, he said, Phil, I hope so. Everything's okay. And I appreciate that. It's all okay. Yeah. I just finished a stint at work, which we're going to talk about in this retirement video and how retirement's going. I worked 10 of 11 days. And to tell you the truth, I'm running out of energy. I'm tired. I'm just tired. Not feeling my best. I'm not. The other thing I've determined, thanks to the sleep things that we get here, I get reports, each night I sleep. I'm getting terrible sleep. So hang on, Armor. What do you think about YOLO? Come on, man. You're talking to a boomer here. I know. I've seen YOLO. Come on. What YOLO is? You only live once. There we go. Hey, we've got some. I don't know. Amor, are you a boomer? Because boomers don't use those things as much, but I love it. All right, so hold on. I'm just looking here again. Hey, Christopher. Yes. Hey, yes. Yeah. Corey. Hey, Corey. I'll tell you what. I'm giving myself a pat on the back there because I have thought about doing my interview with your channel, and I feel guilty. I felt bad. I didn't even want to reach out to you until I had done it because I've told you last time I talked to you, I said, hey man, give me 2 more days or something like that. But that's cool. I've watched your channel more. It's a great mix of people that are retired. As a matter of fact, again, my next video, maybe I'll mention your channel in my next video because I'll give you a little heads up. The title of it, or the title of the opening, is going to basically start with, if you've been watching YouTube retirement videos, I have one word for you: beware. So there you go. And that's what the video is going to kind of be about. It's not a criticism of the people doing the videos because they're really good, but it doesn't apply, according to government statistics, to what they say is about 60% of us and as high as 80%. We're going to get into that in just a second. Let's see here. Peter's, let me just do this. So this is Corey's channel here we're talking about. And Kristen, Peter's here. Man, I miss Karen's 1 year anniversary celebration. I watched it on replay. I for some reason was thinking it was going to be via the school link. So that was cool that you made it, Peter, and I think you were the only male representation there on that panel. Yeah, that's the one I think you were. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I'm going to hold these questions here in a minute. I didn't get my coffee. I was going to get a coffee before I started this. You only live once, man. That's actually an important question. That's actually a good question for. I may take some of the things that come out tonight and put it in my, because I have to read. Like I said, I have to re-record my video. The YOLO in retirement. Okay. I think you do that okay, yeah, that's for as far as making I don't know, Peter, I thought StreamYard had the ability. Let me check this and then we'll get started here officially. Jeez, Pete, where's time go? 10 minutes into this already and haven't really been able to do anything. Show comments on stage. Huh. Oh, I can do chat. Oh, it's not available in the free plan. Okay. I'm looking for that. Well, I don't think we're going to need it, but it would be nice. It would help me to keep track of the questions for sure, as well as I don't think there's ever been anyone we've had to ban uh, or block. Maybe we'll look to see if we can accomplish that tonight. I don't know. All right, so guys, the topic tonight and something I've been thinking about because of is how retirement's going, and I just wanted to for future viewers, maybe they will find something interesting or something worth watching in the future. Again, it's something I might tend to cut this up and make it a video. What I found is that lives do not get the push by, I guess, the algorithm that my videos do. And depending on those, they only get pushed for a limited time because we're in that big transition everybody's talking about with YouTube. Uh, and so I've thought about if I could take, say, a live or the best of, I've thought about doing that, making it a video from my lives and putting it up as a video. More people would see it. So on this topic tonight, I believe it might be kind of might make for a good video. All right, well, I'll say this generally speaking. This isn't a lecture. I just kind of wanted to have a conversation, and I know depending on who might be here checking this out on the subject of retirement, might be some interesting stuff that coming from you. It's under settings in advance. All right, 1 second, guys. It's so funny because last time I was here and doing a live, I actually was feeling comfortable with sharing the screen and all that good stuff. And I don't even see where my advanced settings are. I don't want to check end stream. Not prepared. All right, so here's basically what I'm thinking about is, again, according to, well, let me tell you another thing that prompted this after the fact was we hired a number of new people at Home Depot this past couple weeks, and there are 3 people, maybe 4, that are actually, I don't think they're about my age, and they've been retired and they're coming back to work. And Cav, who is a member of our school group, made a comment today about how what her feeling is that this is a positive thing because people are coming back. Let me read her deal real quick here. And she has, her and her husband have a YouTube channel, Unretired AF Rebels. It's really pretty good. They've covered a lot of cool topics there. And I made a comment that I asked the members of our school SKOOL group how's retirement going? What do you think? Is it going like you've kind of had? And what are your future plans? I've been watching the many of the YouTubers that have been retired for a while, and there's a lot of innuendo hints that they might be getting part-time jobs depending on how their investments continue to perform. Depending on, this is a big thing in retirement that you really don't think so much about, but are costs that could hit you. Primarily, number one is a health cost out of the blue. Number two could be if you own your home, a new roof, a plumbing problem, an appliance problem. You know, a house, when I start thinking about it now, having a house or even a place like I've got, which is a mobile, they're like money pits. They become a money pit. A lot of times it's not built into our planning, our retirement planning, is if these major expenses come about. What about the car expense? What about pet expenses? So in the last 2 months, you know, I have this runway plan for this year. I've been hit with thank goodness, my belt on my car, and I just happened to find a great place. They replaced it, serpentine belt, and the belt itself was $140. They really did me a favor, I think. But that could have been easily 300 or 400, I believe, or more at the dealership. I've had a vet bill from that one right there. I won't even get into that, but that was $800. Had I known it was going to be that much, thank goodness I didn't know, you know how they are up front, because I might have considered putting her down. But she came through it fantastic, and I'm glad she's around. These are things, though, that weren't planned. Now, thank goodness I was able to just take it out of my savings. I didn't have to use a credit card, didn't have to go into debt. You know, I've got to get up and check the ceiling on the sealant on this roof. I did it myself with my brother in the past. If I hired someone, it could be, well, easily hundreds just for the labor. These are all things that could affect retirement, and why I see people that are considering going back to work, and the people that started at Home Depot this past week or two. I asked this guy, I said, he'd been retired. Why'd you come back? You know, I was thinking maybe he just wanted to get out of the house. Got one guy there that jokingly says to get away from his wife. I think he's half serious, but he said he for the money, he was just working part-time, but he came back to supplement. Oh, another big expense that's recently been raised is Medicare. It's gone from 180. This is the Plan B. It's gone from now, you know, insurance coverage with Medicare is expensive, and if you get a supplement, you know, it's starting. It makes me think, oh, geez, this is something. If you're not working for an employer that provides those benefits, you've got to plan for in retirement. I know most people do, but people that have gotten to retirement and it turned out not the way you thought it was, or didn't turn out quite the way you planned it, these are things that cause people, I think, to have to work. And Tav said, with regard to, I said, she said their retirement was going pretty well. And I said, there's some interesting statistics that where almost 10% of retirees, I think the exact number I read from AARP was that 7% of retirees are heading back to work this year, or have headed back to work in the past year. And majority of them are for the money. They're having to go back. It's not that they're choosing to go back. And then here, she makes a good point here. It's for money, of course, but it's also for purpose. 97% of retirees report being happy when they embrace some kind of purpose. For some, that means leaning into working for others or volunteering or finding a creative outlet. I think many retirees are enjoying working in their later years because they have so much more control over it. They are starting passion projects or small businesses they've always wanted to do. So they don't see going back to work as failing at retirement because it's so different from what they were doing during their career years. There's no boss, no crazy work hours, and no corporate metrics to attain. It's more freedom, more creative expression, and getting paid for it. Now, those people are like her and her husband and myself. We're trying to develop a business, a side income with social media, whether it be through YouTube or other types of things. But the people I see going back and the reports I read, majority of people they're going back to work because they have to go back and earn extra money. And I'll tell you the big thing about that is the government statistics are reporting they're going to work because they have to work. And in my experience, here's the problem. I told you, in the last 11 days, I worked 10 of them. I was tired. I'm working full time. It's the loss of control of time that I miss that, you know, a lot of people say, well, you're working, so you're not retired. Retirement can look very different, but it's the time. Yeah, it taints the enjoyment of doing retirement or being in these years and not being able to really just do whatever, you know, have control of your time. And believe me, going to work on some days is very difficult because it's not what I choose or would be doing otherwise. Anyways, retirement. So how's my retirement going? I mean, in a way, I have an easier job. It can be stressful, and it's giving me something to do, and I'm getting paid for it, and I'm being able to save extra money. So all those are pluses. The downside is I'm going to work 40 plus hours a week. I'm having to go on hours that I don't control anymore. And it's just like during my working career, whether it was at a professional level or a blue collar level, you're working for someone else and you're responsible for that. So it seems like a lot of people I run into online and the videos I watch are all about, you know, they've made it through. They successfully got to a retirement where their topics are all about how to manage the money. You know, picking up new hobbies, etc. You can still do that while you're working, but anyway. All right, let's go back to let's get into some of the little bit of the. I want to go back to the first question I saw. What do you think about you only live once? I love that question. Well, you know, that's more of a life question for me. Because I think retirement can be rewarding and everything like that. But the only live once is one of those things where the older you get, you realize you don't have as many days. So if you want to do something, you better get busy doing it, or you better decide to do it. If you're younger, I don't know where you're at, but you know, a lot of times, you know, this idea of travel when you're younger, do this, but if you've got family or kids, that becomes very prohibitive. Back even in my day, especially on the income I was making as a school teacher, ununionized in an area of the country where teachers were very lowly paid, you have to sacrifice living a life of, hey, you better do it now because you're young, because you don't have the money. So there's this balance always being tying you down, whether it be the job tying you down or lack of money tying you down. Now there was a family I met years ago that he left a very high paying corporate job as a programmer. I think it was Dell, as a matter of fact. And he took his family, they bought a van, they traveled the country for years, started businesses. It was an amazing education the kids had. When I met them, they were running the coffee shop they owned. And they were very, but here's the thing, for everyone, for what they did and how they did it, is that realistic for the rest of the world? No, it wasn't. And it isn't. It just isn't. All right. So you only live once. You guys, if you want to chime in the comments, yeah, what are your feelings about YOLO? Only live once. I still think you should. I think that's important to guide no matter what your situation. Each day, I think it's good to get up and realize this today is a blessed day that you have. So make the best of it. And you could do that. You know, I could see myself doing that if I've got to go in and do my shift at my job. You know, make it good. You know, be a part of the people there, make their day better, have fun living life. I got to find out who Amor is. Amor Ghost. These are good. Was peak America 80s or 90s? I love these are great questions. I will say this. What do you guys think? See, if you grew up, see this again, I'm going to guess Amor here is not a boomer because they're only referencing the 80s and 90s. Amor, what I would say when I was maybe your age, when I was let's say when I was in my 20s and 30s, the peak of America, I think, oftentimes was considered the 50s. People had a real, uh, people had a real affinity for the 50s and 60s. So as we got into the 70s, the 60s were very, you know, a lot of upheaval, assassinations, war, Vietnam. There was a lot of things that didn't seem stable. The 70s, just weird bell bottoms. I was in high school, college. And again, I grew up in a not a poor family, but one that was lower middle class. We struggled financially. You know, dad was in the trades. My mom worked. She went to work. That was when two family incomes, I think, became more necessary or more popular, more common. And I remember that being kind of, you know, just a struggle years. The 80s, then I get married, have kids. So, I mean, if I look back now, the peak of America, I mean, there's so many different ways to look at it. I would say this in terms of life, up until this AI, I worry now about the future for different reasons. I worried about the future back then because we were going to get in a nuclear war with Russia. We feared that. Now I fear we're on a train, to use a old technology. We're on a train ride that's unstoppable to a future that, oh man, I definitely don't see myself fitting into it. But certainly the last 10 or 15 years have been a great time to be an American, I think, in terms of just the opportunities that the internet has provided us with access to information, how to, entertainment. So those are all really cool things. Are you long on stocks? No, I had been in my past, and I have a video that and I may do an update on that because people think you know, how could we boomers, which again, there's 60 to 80% of boomers didn't end up with things working out. Um, Now, I don't own any stocks right now, and this is the big question as far as retirement. What savings I have now? I did get a high yield accounts. The best I think you can do when you're building a savings is to do that with one of the many banks that offers that, and it's paying 4%. There are some that are a little better, but in terms of just stacking that money to help me get to the point where I have my gig work, my passion project, which is YouTube, and legacy project, as well as, you know, I've got some plans at SKOOL. I'll be announcing those this week with you'll see it if you, those of you who are members there, and again, you just go over there and just answer the questions and you're a part of that community. Why do I have that community and not YouTube? I've thought a lot about it. I'm starting to ramble here, but guys, YouTube just wiped out tens of thousands of channels. Much of it was because of the AI. They said that for various reasons, they just lost the ones that were monetized. So I originally was looking for a platform where better community could be built. And I think SKOOL School is that place for now. And I also feel that will be the place if the channel were to get stolen. Geez, there's people out there that have had their channels stolen. And then, of course, if YouTube just decides to demonetize you or literally shut you down, I'll still be found over there. Back to stocks. So I have the savings, but what, when you're 67 years old, look, guys, that's a topic for future investment topics that I'm going to talk about. That what we as seniors, retirees that are still working, what do we do with our money? Is there something we should be doing with our money? And here's the point, guys. I'd be very careful about something like stocks, because what goes up does come down. If you get caught in a correction period, which can be years, historically that was very true. If you bought in now, let's say there's a correction for the next 5 years, let alone 10 years, they basically say you shouldn't be in it at this age with money you might need access to. So yeah, it's a big question. What should you do? What can you do in a real way? You don't have many options. You don't have many choices. So yeah. Amor, who are you? I don't remember you coming to another live. I hope you're at least I would love to have you over at school. I love these conversations. What do you think the ideal retirement age? Who is this? More, these are, hey guys, don't you think these are great questions? Not that you all, but what do you think the ideal retirement age? And by the way, guys, those of you who are here, jump in and let us know what you think on these. I'm going to catch up to the comments here as we go. What do you think the ideal retirement age? As young as possible is ideal. I think I would have, I don't think the 20s and 30s, even early 40s is a good. I had the kids. I wouldn't have used it. I wouldn't know what I would want to do or what I'd like to do. I think once I got into my 50s, I had a better handle on how I wanted to spend the remaining years of my life if I could afford to. But even then, I think a lot of what's ideal is certainly, I'd say late 50s, early 60s, for sure 60s. I started to slow down. But that's very different for each person. There was this guy, he started the FIRE movement. He lives in Longmont, or did. I've kind of lost Mr. Mustache, Money Mustache. Interesting stuff there, but I kind of think I didn't have I didn't have the ideas back then to say, hey, let's do this. Let's take the investments we have and let's take it to live frugally in a small town and open a coffee shop, buy a piece of property. He's a very smart guy. It's worked out for him. But, for every person that does that, I can probably know 2 or 3 easily that did the same thing. They decided to open. I took my money, as I've said in another video, I started a business. Biggest financial mistake in my life, starting my own business. And yet I grew up in the world of, oh, you got to have your own business. And everybody that makes it has money, has their own business. They're small businessmen. There was that book, The Millionaire Next Door, talked about all these millionaires that had these quaint, unassuming, small businesses. They owned the junkyard. And we have a visitor. This is the $1,000 kitten. So yeah, like I said in that deal, hindsight's 2020. If I was my son's age or whatever right now, I would absolutely say you take some money and you put it in an SP 500, like Warren Buffett says. That's not my advice, that's his. And then don't touch it till your retirement age. Don't start a business with your savings money. I went all in, I guess you could say. What do you guys think the ideal age? That's when you can do it. I think the key is, though, no matter what you do, you need to I think you need to live frugally. I look at these 20 and 30-year-olds right now that are doing social media, that are making millions buying these race cars and Ferraris, and it's really status. That's a whole nother thing, is stay away from status. Anything status. It's not worth it. All right, this is Corey. Good deal, man. Yeah, it's so cool. I'll give you a call, Corey, when I get a chance, after I get it recorded. Might be this week. My schedule now is much more conducive to an old guy's energy level. I don't work. The most I work is 4 days in a row, and I've got, like I work tomorrow, and then I work, and then I have Monday off. I work one day, have a day off, then I work 3 days, have a day off. It works well for me. All right. What states have you visited? Almost all of them. I don't count the ones that I flew into for a transfer. It's more like what states have I not visited? I've not visited the New England area. I'd love to see the fall up there. I'd also love to go to Maine and eat lobster. And I have a connection via another connection up there. And I have had Maine lobster, New England lobster for. It's tremendous. It was shipped in. Haven't done those, but I've pretty much done all the West. I don't think I've never really spent time in Minnesota. Haven't been to Wisconsin. I've been to most of the southern states. But almost all of them. And man, just every state has, and actually have thought one of the things to do is move into the Midwest, where affordability is quite a bit easier. Where have you guys? So again, where's a state? Let's put it this way: where's a state I haven't visited? Or what if I could only visit one state right now? Ooh, which state would it be? See, that's tough because I could go back. I have this the feeling of going back to Ohio, where I was born, seeing the childhood neighborhood that still has memories. Or would it be where my grandkids are? That would all. If I could only do one state, I would have to say I'd go see them. The problem now is I have grandkids growing up or now living in the Carolinas and Texas. All right, I have a strange question for everyone because I'm doing some research for personal use. Okay, Krista, I'm going to have to send you a bill on this since you're using my channel to do your research. I think that's fair. Does anyone ever recall being given, castor oil by your parents or grandparents to help flush out your intestines? I remember castor oil always being in the classic old cartoons. And Krista, I don't think anyone I would say almost under 40 something. I can't believe it. Now, let me tell you the latest. So I've heard I have some castor oil. There's two kinds. There's the topical, and then there's stuff you're supposed to be able to take through the mouth because it's a powerhouse of omega 3s, is it? And I've thought about doing that. The older you get, the more your ear and your eyes get attracted to, do this for longevity, to live forever. I did see this online, though, that castor oil that's topical, they put it, where did he put it on his stomach? There's some kind of goofy thing going around saying if you put it in your belly button area, it's going to, and he had a reaction to it. Let's say it was a intestinal upset blowout. he ended up going to the emergency room. So there's something for your research. Check that. And they found out they thought something was wrong. Probably cancer. Oh, there's a tumor. It's a tumor. It was so bad. And what turned out was the castor oil. He put it in air. It just, that's powerful stuff. So, I mean, I would be surprised if anyone in their 20s, 30s, or even 40s was given castor oil, but I could eat that. I have no evidence of that. So if you guys can chime in on that, do so. Help flush out. Yeah, I think the word flush is the understated there, Krista, based on what this guy reported. And he was a carnivore. So oh my goodness. All right. Okay, hold on. I think rising costs. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm having a hard time finding where we are on this. I don't see where Amor. I hope that if Amor, if you're still here, please let me know. You get the question. You just who is this part? These are his or her questions were awesome. I love them. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go. Chris, so where were you? Oh, here we go. Hold on. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. No problem. Stand by. No, no, there were already laxatives. Oh, there's this. Amor, come on, give us. I don't think anyone here. There's a few regulars here. I'd love to know a little bit more about you. Give us a little bit more. If how about what group you belong to? Are you a millennial? If you're a boomer, that's amazing. You're amazing. But I think I don't even think you're millennial. I think you're the generation before the millennial. Let's all before more races put in a guess. Community, how old do you think this person is? They're already laxatives. Yeah, yeah. Well, boy, when I was a kid, we took castor oil. It was also, I think, one of those things in the cartoons. It was always like, oh, it's terrible castor oil. That's why I've never taken it up. I've heard it's just terrible to put in. Summertime says no castor oil, but mom went on a kick for a while, giving us cod liver oil. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't even know what the difference is. Yeah, cod liver oil, summertime. That's what I was thinking, not castor oil. Castor oil reminds me of isn't there an automotive synthetic oil for cars called castor? I have this view of, when your car back in the day was burning oil, the rings were bad. Blue smoke. You guys know where I'm going. I don't have to get any more specific than that, right? You you need a tune-up if you start blowing blue smoke from your exhaust. Krista, this is all your fault. Time goes into the infinite interwebs. Ooh, okay. Come on, Amor, you're talking to old people here. That's a great idea, Phil. Clips from lives. Yeah, I've actually thought about that. I think it's just, you could do open, clips. I wanted to make videos of my lives and put it together because, there was a lot of people would come to the lives and feel like they had to stay for the whole thing, and you don't. There's no way. But I think it would make for an interesting weave an interesting topic if we took our lives and did highlight reels of it and then did some voiceover as to what was going on. Okay. Have you played Fallout? Again, I don't know what Fallout is. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Hey, Alexa, what is the game Fallout?
Fallout is a 1997 role-playing game set in a post-apocalyptic world after a nuclear war. You play as a vault dweller searching for a water chip to save your underground shelter.
Wow. Well, now at least I know now it was a game, which brings up an interesting point, Amor. I was never a gamer. To this day, my first video game and my favorite to this day was and is Pong. And my idea, I'm going to put it out there now so y'all.
That's a classic choice. The granddaddy of them all. 2 paddles, 1 bouncing square, and pure arcade magic. It's pretty cool that your gaming journey started with the OG and you never felt the need to venture beyond it. Sometimes the simplest pleasures are the most enduring ones.
Okay, thank you, Alexa. I found.
You're welcome. Happy to help anytime.
There's a website that you can play all these old games. I remember Asteroids being a fun one too, but Fallout, that was way beyond. The only game I kind of got into, I mentioned before, I think, was that one called what would say Finish Him, and you just behead him, where you should go a quest or something. You go around and shoot people or shoot your characters. Uh, I'll tell that story another time, but I played that when I was teaching. We would play that on our lunch hour at school. The teachers, two other teachers, they were in different rooms in the building. And this is back in the day. This is the 90s, maybe, I think, 2000. Anyway, we were on a nationwide system. And when we would play on our lunch, this was based, this school district, it was a national school district, private for profit, as a matter of fact. They had their bandwidth would go every day around 12:30 Colorado time, and the administration, they contacted our administrators and said, "What's going on? Your location is just draining our national bandwidth." So I could see it nationwide. All the other schools saying, "What's wrong with my computer? What's this? This is terrible." It was because we were playing that Doom. Was it called Doom? And we played it for like 45 minutes. And hilarious. Those were the good old days. And so then they came to us because I guess they heard we were playing this game. And so we had to knock that off. Oh, no. So has anyone else here played Fallout? Armored, have you? Armored. I mean, oh boy. See, Krista, when I go, if I make this into some kind of a video, I will beep out my mispronunciation of armored. Armored Ghost. Thank you for being polite and not pointing it out, at least yet. Maybe in the future comments here, we got it. What was it like to be young in the 70s? Yeah. So in 1970, I was in eighth grade, I believe. Ninth grade was 73. I was maybe in the, eighth grade, or 1970, seventh grade. I was in middle school, junior high. We didn't have middle schools. And, it was good. When I look, you can never, you never appreciate the times for what they were until you get to the times for what they are now. Yeah, I mean, we had so much more freedom. You didn't worry about the things we have to worry about now. Like my grandkids, they don't go ever. Well, they do, I guess, a little bit. They'll go unsupervised around the neighborhood, over to the neighbor's house, things like that. Yeah, I mean, what was it like to be young in the 70s? Well, see, I grew up in a household that we financially struggled all the time. It was a very stressful. I think my stomach problems, to be honest, started then. I hate to be a negative Nelly, but when you're always worried about hearing how bills are going to have to be paid or not paid, or no food in the refrigerator, and this goes on for not just once in a while, but pretty much a daily life. And I had it okay. It was still good. Parents did the best they could. It wasn't like we were abused or anything. But yeah, it's just, I'm glad. I would not want to go back and relive those times with those conditions. But yeah, there's always good things about each decade that were cool. What was it like? I'll say this is the biggest difference. And I think y'all who could agree with me in there. And again, I'd love your feedback, guys, for this. The biggest difference was the pace of life compared to today. So what was it like? It was slow, even though we thought it was fast. We're talking about getting your news either with the morning newspaper or the afternoon newspaper that was delivered by paper boys or girls to your house each day. And that's what you watched. Simple, 3 channels. By the 70s, we had more than 3 channels. We had cable, and that was amazing to have 20 or 30 channels, from the original 3 to 4, if you count PBS, and if you could get it. everything started to be cooler. But, you know, I'd have to think about this, because then when I went to college, you know, I went through 4 years of college, never owned a vehicle. I borrowed my friends. He was really great about letting me have a car. I carpooled back home. I mean, just the pace of life was slow. You know, when you needed to do a research paper, you had to go to the library, look at the microfilm or the microfiche machines, or you had to pull the news. I mean, it just, everything, I guess, was really different. And now you just get on your phone, man. It's all just boom. You know, especially now with Chat GPT or Claude or Perplexity. You ask, I mean, you can have your answer of how to, whatever, immediately. And we are in a huge shift right now of what it was like, basically what it was like to live life the last 10 years is not going to be, we're not going to recognize it, of what living life in the next 10 years looks like. Yeah, young in the 70s. Yeah, I guess it was, I mean, if you weren't a geek or a dork like I was, it would have been better. I like their channel. Who has a channel? Armored Ghost? I have to look it out. Who are you talking about? Summertime. All right, this is a real reality. So in retirement years, we need to paint our house and receive 2 estimates. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, give me the basics on it. I can't imagine charging you more than $3,000 or $4,000. I used to paint houses. You need to find an old guy that can still, actually, I can still get on a ladder. I don't like carrying them anymore, but and you know what? I think I can still do it. Like this mobile 3-bedroom double wide. I had no trouble painting it. I rolled it, brushed it. There's a section right over here. Guys, I'm terrible. I didn't finish, but you can't see it from the front. You can't see it from, well, I guess you could sort of see it, but you won't notice it from the side when you're driving by. But yeah, guys, I mean, you know, imagine that. Imagine taking from your investments, taking a 10 grand out to do the painting. I mean, man, I'm just kind of thinking the house isn't getting painted this year. Or, you know, this is one of the things, topics that I've thought about talking about, is being creative, like how I found the place that is working on my car. So that serpentine belt that split on me, I luckily didn't break down. $140, guys. I mean, these guys are pretty amazing. But how did I find them? And you know, for house painting, I would look for college students, or I would look for a young person that's, you know, that has references like I did. I didn't have the official business, that kind of, but I, you know, when I did painting, I often had people say, "Gosh, I'm so lucky to have found you." What they were really saying is, "Dang, Phil, you're charging me $600 for this, and the estimate was 2,500 or 3 grand, whatever." That's really kind of what happened. Yeah. Well, summertime, I'd keep looking. And also, what kind of paint are they using? I mean, that's what most important. I want to make sure. Matter of fact, if you can get it to where you buy the paint. We used to have to take cod liver oil. Yeah, yeah, boy. Oh, to go back and answer what was it like to grow up back then. It was. I'll tell you what it was like. You had to take cod liver oil if you were bad. It's terrible. I think with the rising costs of everything, most people are going back because they need to make more money. You know, Krista, this is my experience. I think people that are lucky enough, like Tav, her husband, and many others, and the YouTube retirement video channel makers, most of them are in really good shape. I'm kind of looking at that niche of people like me. How are we going to survive? And that's what I'm going to talk more about. Just suggestions, ideas, things that worked, things that didn't work. But I still have a plan that by the end of the year, I will take control of my time by leaving my corporate job. that means I work for a corporation. But it sounds better if I say, yeah, I have a corporate job. One of the largest companies in America. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, the people that have been hired most recently needed the money. And why? These rising costs that are not covered, the investments aren't keeping up, nor obviously Social Security. But again, we all know Social Security wasn't meant to pay all of our living expenses. They were, yeah, and the joke is with every COLA, cost of living uh, raise yearly with Social Security, when they give them, is usually eaten up by the cost of the Medicare increases. So, yeah. I did a video about this film on my podcast channel. Are we adapting or just getting used to less? Ooh. In a very real way, though, I mean, I think most people, even with people with investments, I think it means the same thing. You adapt by getting used to less. I think I've also seen, and those of us who are of this age, that we find we don't desire as much. We're comfortable with less. We're more happy with less. We're not, it's like I said, we're not. I'm not craving that new car smell. That made me think of another reference to a musical song. Um, yeah, I just, things that I buy now, I'm kind of, it's around food, good food that I eat at home. And when I say good, I mean what I would consider healthy for me metabolically. Uh, and then I have on my porch just delivered some micron pins, because what am I doing? I'll be talking about, this is something I think it's great to do in retirement, whether you're working or not, is I've always wanted to sketch. Man, I just wished I could just whip out a deal. And I found a guy that has an unbelievable YouTube channel. He lives in Phoenix, as a matter of fact. He's sharing. I'll share this. Let me just do this real quick. You guys got to check this out. It's called. So, anyways, I enrolled in a class. It was $49, and I got a 15% discount because I gave him my email. It's called Sketch. You guys got to see this. Yeah, check this out. You guys got to check this out. Oh, it's called Sketchbook School. Let me see if I could show you guys this. Where are we? I'm going to try something. Yeah, look at this, guys. Okay, you should be looking now at Sketchbook School. And this just resonated with me because if we go here and we go to like popular, how to draw and why, yeah, how sketchbook can change your life, how to photograph, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'll teach you to draw. He talks about how it's a lie to say that you aren't artistic. So I will be sharing my progress as a sketch. And I might even have some plans about that in the future. So doing new things, man, that's huge. Going back to Armored about differences. One of the best things about being this age is doing the things, having I'd rather do that than go out and, buy a motorcycle or something. I mean, I'm gonna take this course for it was about $43. It's 30 sections and then start playing with that. And one of the things I wanted to do was to sketch with my grandkids. So this is part of the legacy course I'd like to incorporate in it is, doing things that they'll remember you by when you're gone. These are the activities that are so meaningful that those are you're creating a true memory. So, is it adapting, Krista, or getting used to less? I think both those go hand in hand, and they're both positive. But when we have to adapt because we have this much money coming in and this much money going out, that's an adaptation that can be concerning, worrisome, painful. Yes, reinventing. Guess what? I just caught your recent video because I know you've been in and out. And you'd lost your brother, I think. Yeah, that's part of the retirement years. That's a heavy duty deal. We start losing our friends and family. How do we do that? What do we do? Thanks for stopping in. I don't know if you're still here, but that's cool. We'll have to I know we'll have to do another live. Do you think the Midwest is overlooked? Well, yeah, especially by young people. Young people, I guess, are moving out because there's no jobs for them there. But, yeah, the way of life that you would get in the Midwest, whether it be small town, farming, ranching, just small town. I think about that. What do people do? I guess factory jobs. They want to go to the city where there's excitement and nightlife and whatever. Yeah, Krista, by the way, I'll have to check out that podcast. But do we think the Midwest is overlooked? I just don't think, when you look at population centers with regard to elections, it's pretty much population centers. There's like 4 in the nation that determines oftentimes the results of our presidential elections, apparently. Because you can see where if the Midwest and the majority of the country all vote for this person, but these population centers voted for that person, that's who is going to represent us. Yeah. So overlooked, I don't know. Whenever you can afford to do so, maintain your desired lifestyle. When Corey here, I think, is mentioning to Armored your question of the ideal age to retire. Yes, that's a well put, Corey. When you can afford to do so, when is that? When you can maintain your desired lifestyle. And I would say this. I think we all could probably afford to live on less and be happier. I think you got to get to that age where you're not striving for the new and the accumulating of things. That's important when you get there for retirement, don't y'all think? Yes, they place it on the stomach nowadays. Yeah, but it's watch out. Gastric, there should be a warning label on castor oil that says, warning, placing on stomach will lead to gastric disturbances. No castor oil. All right. Yeah. We are an anti-castor oil live stream. It was meant to flush out parasites. Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't want to. Parasites. I know we went through that in the 90s or 2000s. They basically said we all had parasites. We need to take their little pill. People would talk about their bowel movements by taking this stuff that was supposed to be parasitic related. I don't know. Castor oil comes from a plant and is used as a lubricant in industrial applications too. Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, John, greetings from Thailand. Fantastic. Yeah, I've never been there, but I've been to Southeast Asia, and it is, you talk about different life and yeah, there's yeah, simple life, really nice. Now, you know why I kind of seriously thought about not retiring there is, although Thailand would be a good option because it's medical, but if you're on an island and you have a heart event or you have a serious accident, and it could be days before you could get treatment, before you'd have to travel to the hospital. Now, Thailand is known for their medical care, and overall, I think it's rated higher than the U.S. Pretty cool. Chris says hi. The 70s. Oh, hey, Len. The 70s were an awesome time to be a kid. I don't know. Give us two or three things. I'm trying to think. Big wheels, although I was too old for that in the 70s, but my brother had one. What was I'm just trying to think. See, I lived in Colorado in the 70s. It was a booming area, totally booming area. What do you guys think? What was a great thing? If you can remember the 70s, you lived it. What was it? That was an insecure time for me because of the financial struggles. I'll tell you what though. I went to college some 76 to 80. Those are some of the better years of my life. That was pretty good. You, wouldn't it be funny, guys, if Armored Ghost was an AI bot? Because you know what? Armored, are you using AI to come up with these interesting questions? Do you think marriage is more of a natural inclination or a choice? Okay, I would definitely say, based on the the based on all kinds of things, psychology, spirituality, that man and woman were made, people were made to be together, to have community. And when I think about people that don't have community and lived alone all the time, like I'm thinking of the Wild Wild West, the men that would be out there for months, weeks, all by themselves. And even now, people that aren't socialized, I don't think that's healthy. So marriage, I think marriage is both because I think you can choose not to be married. Uh, that opens up a whole nother thing because marriage truly is just a commitment between two people, if you want to look at it that way, right? And it's natural. Yeah, I think natural to bond and to be with someone. Now, where it's gotten all discombobulated is the failure rate of these relationships. And I think a lot of that has to do with man, I don't know. Well, that's a whole other thing, but in terms of just our cultural, societal norms that became abnorms. Thanks on a boomer style vacation. Oh, you're on a boomer style vacation. There you go. Fantastic. Let me guess. You have to, everybody at least here, I see it on YouTube. They all go to Phuket. Well, beautiful beaches, just beautiful, laid back. The people that have found those towns outside of the tourist areas, well, if you get a chance, if you have time, those are some pretty cool areas. She liked the channel that you mentioned. Oh, you're a bit behind in comments, Phil. Come on. Thank you, Krista. You are the unofficially assigned moderator. Yeah, listen, guys, I guess I should say more about that a little bit. I'll go back to it real quick for those of you who would be so inclined. Oh, how do I do that again? If I just go to share. See, so I just did it. It went without a glitch. And I can't, oh, share screen. There we go. Going back to it, guys. Sketchbook school. So, yeah, guys, this is, I just, check out Danny. Uh, I mean, you don't even need to take the course. I mean, I just did it just for, like I've got the time. I'm going to make the time, guys. Balance of life a little bit. I'm going to take, half hour, just every day or two or three. I'm going to practice sketching. And I love I mean, I think I can do it. Well, you're going to see because I'll share it with you guys. Look at these popular videos. Yeah, check this out. You can go here and then go the latest or do the oldest. So he's had his channel for years. Okay. And then the most popular, there's one with almost 2 million views. How to learn to draw and why you should. The unexpected benefits, 1.7 million, millions of views. Yeah, let me try something here. If I go here, see if you guys can hear.
Ever wanted to draw or to get back to it? You're in the right place. On this channel, I share tutorials, sketch-alongs, and little pep talks to help you start filling your sketchbook and keep going, even when self-doubt tries to stop you. So you don't need talent, fancy supplies, or lots of time, just a pen, some paper, and the belief that, yes, you can do this.
Okay, so did you all hear that? I don't know, but what it sold me. Matter of fact, here's my sketchbook that he recommended. It's cheap. It was a cheaper one too. So yeah, I'll be giving you guys an update on that. All right. Jen, I should say. Hey, Phil, watching from Philippines. Yes. There's a story about this person that will be told in the future, but it will be for subscribers to What's Up Boomer only. So be sure to like and subscribe. I didn't tell, yeah, I was doing this. This was a rash, quick decision today. Did you text me? I don't know. Well, I'm glad you're here. I don't know if you're still watching, but cool. Here we go. All right, I'm catching up maybe. Okay, Brad. How about the guy? I want to draw a cat for you. Guy couldn't draw, only stick figures, sold it to Mark Cute. What? People paid $40 for someone to draw a stick figure and mail it. Holy mackerel. Let's do this. I want to draw. We got to look up the story on this. Was he a boomer? That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Hotel or motel? Armored, doggone it. Okay, Armored is obviously not sharing who he or she is or giving us any information. I'm going to claim, to kind of goad him or her, that this is an AI bot that has busted into my live and created an interesting set of questions. It's already been an hour 15 and these are and we just need more audience participation here. Hotel or motel? Well, when you're in your 20s, probably motel because it's cheap, but absolutely hotel. Hotel all the way. What's that saying? No-tell, motel. That was the saying back in the day. Motel, no-tell. But hotel, going in for surgery on my double chin today. Are you okay? I know that Thailand is a medical destination. As a matter of fact, I heard Vietnam can do your teeth. And that's kind of the new thing going on in Vietnam. Well, good luck with that, John. That's pretty good. That's great. Probably for a fraction of the cost it would have cost you here as well. Okay, Armored, with oil prices possibly being higher for the unforeseeable future, do you think you'd road trip more? Not now. As a matter of fact, was it 7 years? No, 7. So 7 years ago, I had the heart event and I started watching YouTube more, staying in more. And I got into watching all these RVers. And I really thought, yeah, this could be an option. This would be what I could do this. So glad I didn't. The more you watch, the more you learn, the more it's ridiculous doing that. And now you'll notice in the last 7 years, most of the people that were the full-time RVers or the van lifers, I'd say most of them are no longer doing it. It kind of ran through their system. And most of them, too, were an equal number of younger people and obviously seniors. And many of the seniors were doing it out of necessity. Yeah, I would do a lot less unless you've got, electric vehicle. I've had this idea because to be interesting with YouTube, for example, I've thought a lot about this. You have to be interesting. So you have to, yeah, to be interesting, you have to, oh gosh, how is it said? Oh, to be interesting, do interesting things. And, guys, a lot of times in terms of my life, I thought it might be a comedy show if I just really shared my life. You guys would laugh at how boring it is. So I've thought about doing like content would be a trip across country, like to go see the grandkids or something, and do it in an electric vehicle or do it in. I had this guy that I thought would be funny. Just go out and buy an old Cadillac. This would be fun. I would go buy a Cadillac under 5,000, under 3,000, be an investment, and I'd get it tuned up, throw everything in it, and drive. And it would be the adventures of the boomer in an old Cadillac. And like we're talking 1970s style, big thing. Now, the gas of that thing, I'd ask the community to fund it. Buy my gas. Brad, how about that? I'll start something where I'll send you seeing I'm going to be a famous sketcher, I'll send you a sketch for money. You'll fund my trip across the country. But that's, yeah, I would definitely not road trip. Matter of fact, for years now, Armored, I always flew. It was cheaper to fly. It's been cheaper to fly for a long time than drive. Plus, you're there within 2 to 3 hours. But by the time you lose a day to 2+ days and a day of recovery to drive and the cost of gas, and the food and the accommodations, if it was overnight, and the older you get, you're not doing these 20-some hour straight shots. Oh, way cheaper to fly. So road tripping is kind of a lost art. I'm going to keep going as long as we continue to have these comments. If you wanted to go place in the 70s, you took your bike, walked, had a drive, but that wasn't typical or hitchhike. Yeah. Yeah, man. Did a lot more walking. Walked everywhere. Yep. That's for sure. Stretch Armstrong. Oh, here we go with games. Yeah, Armored, you brought up, what was it called? Fatal? Oh, I can't remember. They'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Stretch Armstrong, never played that one. Pong, as I said, is my favorite. Atari 2600. Shrinky Dinks. Light Bright. Oh, Light Bright. Boy, those things are valuable now, too. BMX. See, Brad's younger than me. And do BMX. And Nerf balls, yes. When we had a Nerf ball, it was just a Nerf ball. Yeah, just the ball. Now, we didn't have all this artillery stuff that goes with it and the darts and all that cool stuff. Star Trek, yo-yos, Saturday morning cartoons, board games. Yeah, we're talking about the 70s here, I guess. Or maybe the 80s for some of you. Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons. Or how about Sunday cartoons in the newspaper? So every Sunday, the big Sunday newspaper included color cartoons. And a lot of times people, that's why they subscribe to the newspapers, for those kinds of things. Very hot here. Next time we'll go to beach resort. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, if you're there for the medical, that's the place to be. Although, John, I don't want to freak you out, but on my first visit to the Philippines, I experienced a 7.7 earthquake, and then a 7.0 aftershock. Like the next night, I was on the top of a 7th-story building, and so that was kind of cool. But I saw where Bangkok, I saw this come across my YouTube feed today. They were in a high rise. So freak you out. They were in the little pool. It was one of those infinity pools. They were up. You could see the city out there. And all of a sudden, the water started doing this. And it was a 7.7. And the building, you could see that building moving. In Bangkok. Oh, man. That's part of Asia, man. This was not the channel you mentioned that Summertime said. You're like, oh, it was another retirement channel you mentioned a long time ago, long before you mentioned Sketchbook. What the? Okay, well, the nice thing about being with a bunch of boomers is none of us are going to remember that. Could have been an hour and 20 minutes ago. I mentioned a retirement channel. Huh. It'll come to me later. How long do your lives usually go for, Phil? You're at 76 minutes of me typing this. I know it's 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 19 seconds. This would be the second longest one. Normally I keep them to an hour or less, but I'm just, my boring life. I just thought I'd, we were talking about retirement stuff. I'm kind of glad to see how the kind of things we were going to talk about, just see where it goes. But we'll be wrapping it up here shortly. I'll pay for the tow truck. Hey, Brad, I am actually, this is a serious idea of mine, to buy a used car. And tonight, I think a Cadillac from the 70s or even 80s, 70s or 60s, buy an old vehicle, get it mechanically as sound as possible, and then go on a road trip for like 2 weeks and see the country from this, and then sell it or something. Driving Mr. Phil. That's what we'll call it. But I'm going to hold you to that. So Brad has, now it's all public. He is on record saying he will pay for the tow back to Phoenix. Fantastic. Wasn't such Armstrong superhero fearing that you could pull the arms, legs? Maybe like a Gumby type thing, huh? I don't know. I remember having one of those when my brother did. Yeah. Whatever plastic it was made out of, super stretchy. Yeah, I'm thinking it was like a Gumby type thing, wasn't it? I didn't have it. Be honest. Yeah. Well, I'll remember what could happen is, yeah, if and when I go back to look through it. I don't remember actually citing. Oh, maybe it was Roxanne with over 60, retired at 60 or something. Roxanne, yeah. I think I don't know if she's still here, but yeah, she dropped in. That would be the one that might have been it. All right. We've actually had a little up. All right. Oh my gosh. He almost caught up with the chat. Yes, I have now caught up with the chat. And I think this is more than enough time. It is going on 7 p.m. here in Phoenix, Arizona. What to do? Oh, I'm going to go get those pencils, the microns. Maybe I'll do a little video on it. What's going on with this? I'll do, oh, that's the autofocus thing. There we go. Maybe I'll tell you what I'll do, guys. And of course, there's only a few people on here right now. The first activity of this little thing is to sketch your hand. So I was thinking of doing this. I'm going to do my palm. Do a simple sketch. I will post it in the school group, SKOOL. What's up, Boomer? And where I will be, using that a little bit slightly new direction starting this week. But I'll share this live result. I'll share the sketch over there. Pretty cool. Okay, wait. Armored is still here. Come on, Armored. Are you going to tell us anything before we go, Armored? End this live with a bang. Who are you? Are you? Yeah, see, raising your hand because you're an AI bot. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. I really appreciate, by the way, your participation, your comments, your questions. Your questions. Look at this. This thing is having trouble focusing on me. Yeah, it's my cheap Logitech. Might be the new. I updated. I updated the newest system with Apple. Maybe it's having problems. This Logitech camera, which is super cheap. See? I don't know, guys. Maybe I can get it to do this. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, this is going out with a bang here. Yeah, thanks, Krista. I mean, it's fun. Krista's a member. You know, basically, it's really just a place to hang out with each other, have discussions. It's not super active yet, but we have some great people over there. And it just beats the comment section in the YouTube community areas. I mean, I get comments all the time I'm finding on my channel from months ago. I didn't even see them. I didn't get an alert. So this is a good place to maybe continue these types of discussions, these type of topics over there. And it's free, you know. Yeah, so it doesn't have a description, has a link. So we'll have to type it here. All right, well, for those that come later, I will do that. You twist my arm. All right, here it is. So what we're going to do, hang in there, don't go away. We're going to go out with a bang here. If I go here, share screen. What's up, Boomer? Here it is. Wow. Is that pretty much amazing? So this is the direction. It's just a place. I haven't really even started much anything, but when you come here, you go to join group. You just have to put your first name. You can put anything for your last name. You could just put maybe where you know, whatever. It does require an email, which is good. You will not be spammed. I do occasionally email the group at school. That's what that's for. You'll create your own password, and then you will. That's simple. So let's get this right here. Let's go here. Uh-oh. Probably not. I tell you. There it is. All right. There's the school thing. All right, guys. Thanks for obliging, whatever, entertaining me. Oh, wait. We've got more comments. I almost missed you, Brad. Your show would be like the TV show Alice. You could even use that song as the intro. I remember, wasn't she like a redheaded older lady, Alice? Or was it the book? Did anyone read the book? Here's a reference for you from, I believe, the 70s. Go Ask Alice. Ooh, I just remember that was a crazy book. Yes, thank you, Krista. We'll see you all later. Brad, I'm going to have to go check out Alice. I don't recall the music, but all right, guys. Thanks for joining. The live is officially over and ends in 3, 2, 1.